Hi everyone, Salam alaikum. Here's some information for our upcoming week. There's a lot to cover, so I'll try to go through it pretty quickly. And then if you need more information, you can always read through the blog posts below. So first of all, my report card. Thank you to those parents who have taken the time to fill in my report card. I learned so much about how I can improve and become a better teacher, so thank you for doing that. If you haven't filled in my report card yet, there's only 4 questions. I promise it doesn't take too long, but it really does help me reflect and grow as a professional. So thank you for doing that if you've already done it, and if you haven't, I'd really appreciate your feedback, so thank you. Secondly, one of the pieces of feedback provided by one of our parents was that it would be nice to know a little bit more about what your child is learning at school. So I've created a new section on the blog called What We're Learning, and anytime we start a new unit, I will post a blog post and give you some information about what we're learning, why we're learning it, what the standards are, what the summative is, and also some additional resources of how you can support your child with that learning at home. So thank you for that idea. I'm looking forward to that. Thirdly, Sports Day is this Thursday, November the 17th. A slight change from previous years. Our Sports Day will only be a half day of school, which means dismissal will be at 12 o'clock, so please make arrangements for your child to be picked up at that point. Information about what color team your child is will be shared with them this upcoming week. If you have any questions about Sports Day, you can ask your child. They're pretty knowledgeable about it, or you can reach out to me and I can fill in the gaps there. We finished our first math summative about our place value unit, so students will be bringing home their rubric to share with you what they have successfully learned in that unit. 2 things to note. The first one is you will see rounding as an expectation. We as a class have decided to carry that over into the next term. Rounding can be a pretty sophisticated mathematical task, and the majority of our students could use some more time and some more support on that. So it's something that is not going to end, something that's going to carry over. The other 2 skills that we've been focusing on, reading and writing numbers in multiple ways and comparing numbers, we have reached the close for those expectations, but just because they've ended in terms of how we spend our class time on math doesn't mean that the learning has to stop. So if your son or daughter is still beginning or developing to understand those concepts, just because we're moving on as a class doesn't mean they have to move on as a mathematician. They can keep continuing their learning at home. I'm also available for extra help after school, and I've made that known to them. So if you are seeing that your son or daughter still has some room to grow in math, just because we're moving on as a class, I'm still happy to support them as a learner, and we can make some arrangements about that. The AIS yearbook information has come out with information about the pre-order for that yearbook. So I believe you received an email from the school with some information about how to do that. If not, I've copy and pasted it into the blog post below, so you can kind of go through it and see what you need to do if you're interested in ordering a yearbook. Next, there is a pretty popular app out right now called Musical.ly, and I noticed that a lot of the students in our class were using it. It's interesting because I'm completing my Master's of Education, and for one of my courses, I'm conducting an inquiry into use of social media in classrooms. And through my own research as a learner, I have discovered that Musical.ly is actually an app that is meant for students who are 13 and over. So I talked to our class about it, and I've told them that for that reason, Musical.ly is not something that will be welcome in our grade 4 classroom. And I also told them that I'd be sharing that information with you, the parents, just in case you didn't know that. And the reason it is 13 and older is mostly for safety reasons, just in terms of the public nature of those videos and subscribers and how that works. So if your son or daughter is currently using Musical.ly at home, I just wanted to share that information with you in case that could be an interesting conversation for you to have with them about the appropriateness of that app and whether it will be something that they'll be welcome to use at home. Last but not least, I have posted the new schedule for next week, so you can see what your son or daughter needs in terms of specialist subjects, PE, clothes, Arabic, religion. So please scroll down to the bottom and take a peek at what their week has in store for them. Other than that, that's it for me. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as usual, please send me an email or give me a call, and I'd be happy to speak with you over the phone or in person just to make sure that your voice is heard and you're feeling included in our community. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you have a wonderful weekend with your family. Ma salama.